So the next I'm going to show you is filter. Okay, someone is raising up their hands. Yeah, I am going. So the next on our array operations is filter. It does exactly what it sounds like, filter. It's just like you are filtering something. You want to filter something out. So filter takes an array and filters out unwanted elements in that array. So let's say we have thousands of elements or thousands of items in an array. Or let's say we have a list of students offering a particular course, and you want to filter out some people that are not performing to your expectation. Maybe you have a set pass mark. Let's say the pass mark is 50 and you have 1,000 students, and you want to filter out those that their pass mark is not up to 50. So how do you do that? You can't just go like, going through them one after the other. You want to look over them. So we want to filter out something. That is why we have filter. So filter is filtering out unwanted elements. So filter is available on any array, just like we've used map and for each. They are available on any array. And you can pass it a callback as its first argument. So filter executes that callback function on each element of the array and spits out a new array containing only the elements for which the callback function returns true. So now with filter, we can say, let me just write the, the syntax out. Let's say you have an array, so you can do dot filter. So exactly we've been doing with, whatever array you have, dot for each. If you remember, the same thing we've been doing with map. Whatever array you have, dot map. And inside this, you can write a function inside of them. We call them callback function. I've been mentioning it like times with that number. So whatever operation you want this function to perform on each element in that array, you write it here. So we call it callback function. So let's write out. So with filter, we can say const dot filter array equals, if you remember, we have our numbers, but then let me copy the number down so that we can, what number can we use? Let's use this. Let's use this map number. So I can copy it down here and say we have a list of numbers. So I can say filter, take these numbers and do what? Filter them out. So if I want to filter, what will you do? Take each number and perform this operation. So basically, this is how to write filter. So as the name suggests, we can filter our array with a condition. So for example, let's say I want to return all the elements inside this array that are greater than 5. And as you can see, we can see that 1 is less than 5, 4 is less than 5, 6 is greater than 5, 34 is greater than 5, 67 is greater than 5. So what do we do? So we'll say, take this array, then filter it out, then inside there, check this condition. If it is true, filter it out. If it is false, do what? So this is it. So as with map, this filter returns a new array. So the way you read it is, filter this array, which is numbers. As you are going one by one, check if the first number satisfies this condition. If it is greater than 5, then put it inside this variable, which is filtered array. But if it is not greater than 5, the filter won't put that particular element into this array. So it iterates through all the elements. And again, we can do the short form, if you remember. So let me just copy this. I want to convert it to a short form because we don't want to be writing many lines of code when we can just write one line and we are done. So I'm going to filter, I'm going to delete this. So I've deleted this. Then this return button, since I want to make it implicit, so I will take it there, and we have our code on one line. So we can just delete this because we don't need it. We have everything on one line. So let's console.log filtered, console.log filtered array. So if I console.log filtered array, so let's see what we have. So I'm going to clear this. So let's copy this into the console. So if I copy this into the console, you see that what did I got 6, 34, 67 back, which means 1 is what? 1 is less than 5. Then that means it is false. So number is greater than 5. So the first time is going to go 1, take 1. Let me use this. It's going to take 1. Oops. It's going to take 1. Then it's going to check. Is 1 greater than 5? If it is false, it will just look away. So it will take the second time, it's going to take 4, and it's going to check. Is 4 greater than 5? No. Then it will look away. Then the next time it's coming around, it's going to take 6. So is 6 greater than 5? Yes. The answer is yes. Then it adds it to the array. Or let me just write an array here. It adds 6. So this is there. Then it's going to go around again. 34. It's going to take 34. Is 34 greater than 5? The answer is what? The answer is yes. It will add 34 here. So the next time around, it's going to go around, take 67. Then it's going to check 67. Is 67 greater than 5? Yes. It's going to add 67 and it's going to return a new array for you. So that is what filter is doing. So inside the filtered method, inside this filter method, let me just return it to the way it was before. Sorry. So inside this filter method, you can put any condition here. You know, you can do, for example, if number equals to 5, then return it. So if we do this, I'm very sure we won't get anything because nothing is equals to 5 there. So if we check this now, let's check. Oops. So if I copy this into the console and I press, I got an empty array. But if we do something like, let's say we have 5 here, and we have another 5 somewhere else here. So if I add this, then I say, okay, filter out the number, and if number equals to 5, then return it. So if I do this now, you see that I got 5 back because it's filtered out based on this condition. So I know you might be confused, like, where do I use filter? If you go to most e-commerce website like Jumia, you know, they use filter function on most, they'll use it mostly on their website. Let's say you want to, like, you are searching for shoes and you type shoes. So it's going to, like, take all the list of items they have. It's going to filter out those items that has shoes inside. So everything we've been learning is just like, so okay, look at this. I want to search now, I want to filter, for example. So if I search for shoes here, it is filtering out, it's going to take all the items they have on their website, and it's going to do what? It's going to filter out only the items that has the condition. So it's going to say item is it equals to shoes. If it is equals to shoe is true, then return it back. So that is why we have shoes and everything. Because you'll be wondering, like, then I type shoe. Okay, what if I type Android? So it's going to go into the list of all the items they have, maybe millions of items. So imagine I got a list of items with 72,000 results. So that is what it's doing. Because I know you are like, we are using, I don't want to like, I can have millions of items here. But I'm just using this small sample just so you know that, okay, this is where this is applicable. So that is how filter work, which is very, very useful. It's very, very useful. Then let me show you another example where we can actually use filter. So let's say, you know, I think, okay, we have a task. Yep, that's good. So let's revisit our task. So here we have a task. So I'm going to use this again as an example. Sorry for that, so that we will understand how to use this particular um, um, methods. So we have a task, and here, let's say I'm going to use for each as an example, and I'm going to use um, filter so that you see the difference and you see how to, if you want to use one of those. But then I will advise you use filter, because filter is what? A pure function, a pure method, and for each has some side effects. So for each, so let me just do filtering with for each. So if you want to filter with for each, what you do is you say, let's say I want to filter out all the tasks that are what? That are more than 2 hours, or that are 2 hours and above. Let's say I have thousands of tasks here, but then I have just 3 tasks here. So I want to filter out the task that are what? That are 2 hours and above. So what I can do is I can say, just write a variable name. So I'm writing this because it's more descriptive. I can say, then, because this is where I want to save my new items. So using for each, I will say, take the task for each item inside the task. So I can say for each task, let me just write our normal function. Okay, I can say for each task, then do what? So I'm going to use our condition here. So what are you going to do? Sorry. So inside this function, if task dot duration, you can see that we have each task. If task dot duration is greater than or equals to 2, then you can see that, then make more than 2 hours, push into it, push task into it. You see this is a lot of code, like, at least to me, it's a lot of code. So if I check, let's console the log, what's it called? Console the log more than 2 hours, and let's see what we have. So if I console the log this, so let's copy this and put it into the console. Let's see what we have. So I'm going to copy this, go back here. Let me minimize this browser so that everything is on the same side. So let me just refresh this. So I copy all the codes here. You see that, oops, I have empty. Why? Something is wrong. More than 2 hours. So I think I need to check my code. Something is wrong. So we are saying tasks. Oh, this task. Sorry. So sometimes you make some mistake like that. So you imagine I made a mistake there. So this is one of the things, like, map is the filter, map, and the third guy, which I'm here to mention. They are coming to like solve. So I made a mistake with just simple code. So I made a mistake. So imagine you have thousands of code. You want to like keep things pure. You want to like, have a bug-free application. So this is what my code is saying. We have an array of objects which contains my task. And I have like how many tasks? 1, 2, 3. I have 3 tasks. So I'm saying like take the whole array for each task, which is this. If task dot duration, So here, task the duration is 2. If it's greater than or equals to 2, then push that task that is greater than or equals to 2 into this empty array. So it goes the first time, check this, duration is greater than is 2, it pushes it. The third one is not, is less than 2, so it doesn't satisfy that particular condition. It's not going to push it. The third one is what is equals to 2 or greater than 2. It's going to like push it because it's, you know, it goes in line with that particular condition. So that is that, using for each. But what if we want to use our filter? So let me just do filtering with filter. That's interesting. Filtering with filter. So if we want to use our filter, instead of writing those if this, if that, you can just write it on one line, and life is beautiful. So how do we do that? I'm just going to use the same variable name. So I'll use more than 2 hours. Then I'm going to say take tasks, then filter it. So filter it, take the first or each element on that task, then check if task dot duration is what is greater than or equals to 2. If it's greater than or equals to 2. So you can see that this is just on a line. You can see life is beautiful, just on a line. So compare this with this. So which one would you go for? Which one? You go for this because it's on a straight line and it's what it is readable. We are reading it like English. Like, okay, you know, I have a new variable, and what I want you to store inside this variable is what? Is whatever I have on this right hand side. And what is it? Take the task, which is this, all this, take the task and filter it. So how do you filter? What do you filter? You take each task, then check if the task dot duration is greater than 2. If it is greater than 2, save it inside there. So let me refresh this and let's see if we have our function here. So if I copy this now, copy the tasks, then let's copy our new guy and let's see what we have. So if I copy this now, you see that. So let me just check more than 2 hours. What do we have? We have this. That is beautiful. You can see that all the items it returns is what? Is this. Okay, what if I want to return the items that are what? That are less than, so I can say less than 2 hours equals what? Equals this. Then we can just change the condition. So you can see that life is beautiful instead of equals to 2. So I can say if it's less than 2 hours, return it. So let's check. Let's see what we have. So if I copy this now and I go into my console and I paste and I check less than 2 hours, let's check what we have. You see that we have just one item which is less than 2 hours. You can see that this is beautiful, like very, very beautiful. So that is that about reduce. And I hope we understand. Do we have any question before I move on to the last guy, which is, sorry, that is that about filter. Don't worry, I'm so excited to move to reduce. So do we have any questions before we move on to the next? I have a question here. Okay, so cool. So let me unmute. I actually muted us because I don't want us to be having some interferences. So do we have any question before we move on to the next and the last guy on the list? Then after moving on, I will show us how to use the three together. Let's say we want to perform. You know, we call them almighty, I've forgotten. If you know how to use the three together, trust me, you are the best programmer in the world. You know, you can just go to any interview or just go to any company. They're like, do you know map? Do you know reduce? Do you know filter? And you're like, child's play. I can even use the three together at once. So we get to that part, which is chaining these things together. We call them chain, like chaining them together, wrapping them together. So I think in the absence of no question, in the absence of question, we can move on to the next stage. So I'm going to mute us again. If we need to talk, please, we can. Okay, let me allow. So you can unmute yourself at any point. So what else do we have? We have our beautiful guy reduce. Well, oh, I need to stop this video.